Hello, Taiwan Talk podcast listeners. This is Keith Manconi, and today we're going to be bringing you another morning show extended interview. This one recorded live on air with host Terry Engel, bright and early on the morning of December 9th. In this next hour, we're going to be hearing how one German expat managed to break down some cultural barriers here in Taiwan and caused a little bit of buzz in the local media along the way. So let's kick things off. Here it is, the morning show with Terry Engel.
ICRT FM 100, that's Sheryl Crow kicking off the 10 a.m. here. It's 8 minutes past 10, and it being a Wednesday, this is the time where we get our extended interviews, and we're all ready to go with this. Why don't we leave it to you, Keith? What do we have this week?
Well, I always kick these things off with a broad generalization, so here's the broad generalization for today.
Okay.
All of us expats here in Taiwan need to find a way to break into this society, break into the culture of this new home for us. So some of us, to do that, we learn language. Others join local groups, activities. Today's guest, though, has found quite a unique way to connect with local Taiwan culture. What she did is she started working at one of those street-side round cake shops. You know the cakes I'm talking about?
I do know the cakes.
Like little flying saucers, almost.
Yep. Yeah, and there's a little sort of hot iron that they're poured into. That's
exactly.
Okay.
Often some bean curd in the middle.
Okay.
Now, apparently, seeing a young German girl selling round cakes with fluent Chinese and sometimes even Taiwanese, I might add, was enough to stir up some interest here. And there have been news reports about her over the past 3 years, and recently even a viral video.
Well, the most notable feature about that is in the foreground, the person goes, wow,
Yeah, you can't even hear the Taiwanese that well in that video, but that was enough to get to, a couple 100,000, tens of thousands of hits. And right, the most notable thing is 她会讲台语. So our guest today, she goes by a couple of names. Her English/German/Polish name is, let's see if I get this right, Michelle Vatkowiak. I had it better off air. I swear to God I had it. Vatkowiak.
You've been practicing for a week.
I was, man. Vatkowiak. In Chinese, it's Chen Xue'er. And in the media, she is known as the Red Bean Girl or Hongdou Bing Mei. Red Bean Cake Girl.
Hongdou Bing Mei. They've got to put a Mei on the end of everything,
exactly.
don't they? Well, Michelle, welcome to the program.
Hey, good morning. 大家好.
So how's business at your shop?
Good. It is certainly busy. It is really busy at the moment.
Now,
that's good.
Let's begin by just asking you, first of all, where are you selling the round cakes? Where are you located?
We are located in Banqiao, Juguang Road, Juguanglu, near Xinpu Station, exit 4.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know it was that close to my house.
You could have eaten one of these red bean cakes and not even known it.
I may have.
It's a little place called Funway Red Bean Cake.
Michelle, let's kind of set the stage for all of this before we talk more about the cakes and how you got into that. Let's talk about where you're from and what brought you to Taiwan.
Oh, what brought me to Taiwan? First of all, I'm from Germany. I'm from the north of Germany, Hamburg. And the first time when I came to Taiwan was with my friend, because she would like to come to Taiwan. She had here some friends, but she said, I don't want to go alone here. So I just went with her. And after 2 weeks, it was just like, I don't want to go back to Germany.
Right. Yeah, we all kind of get bitten by that bug.
Yeah, exactly.
I came here for vacation as well. 17 years later, I'm still here.
9 times out of 10, that is the expat story.
That seems to be everybody's story. I just came here for a couple of weeks, or I came here for, a month or something and never left.
Exactly. I came after 3 days. I just told my friend, sorry, Anna, I think you need to go home alone.
Oh, really?
Sent her home alone.
Yes. And
Wow.
after 2 weeks, I just called my mom. Mom, I don't think I want to come back.
Wow.
They went viral in Germany.
What was it that, and I know this is I have to answer this question a million times, and I hate to be the person that asks this question now, but what was it that kind of enamored you so quickly about Taiwan?
It was, I know this question, they ask me a lot of times this
course.
question, but it was just kind of magic, I just didn't understand it by myself, but it was just like the whole feeling I got here in Taipei, the feeling of freedom, the good weather, I could ride the motorcycle, I just thought it is exactly my thing, For my character, it is just the way I would like to live.
Did you find it the way I did? I always explain it very similar, but to say that because Taiwan was just so different from Canada. I mean, like everything is completely opposite. It really intrigued me.
Yes, it is.
That's true.
Of course, Germany is also the exact opposite. I think a little bit similar to Canada because our weather is slightly colder.
Yeah, a lot colder. Yeah.
And in Canada, do you have Sunday open?
It never used to be open on Sunday. They've kind of changed that since in the past few years.
Okay, we still have it. So in Taiwan, it's just like everything open 24 hours.
All the time. Yeah, no, that's for sure. By the time 6 o'clock comes in Canada, in a lot of places, everything's shut down and it's done. But here, just 24 hours kind of goes all the time.
No, it's interesting that those are the first things that come to your head right now, because in the media reports, in the Chinese language media reports I see about you, the clip that they always use is the part where you say, I really like Taiwanese boys. That's always the one they choose. That's always the one they choose.
Well, I was sometimes, this is not a lie, because I was maybe a little bit different from my schoolmates, because normally the German girls or the Western girls, I think, don't really prefer the Asian guys.
Right.
And, my German friends is just like, hey, Michelle, what about your 5 centimeters friend?
Right, okay.
They just think, they're just so small and why? But I was just like from a very early age really into Asian guys.
Okay. All right.
It was just like that.
One of those things.
And I think that Taiwanese boys look slightly nice.
So that was a factor for you in choosing where you were going to settle.
Maybe.
We'll leave it at that.
That's interesting. Yeah, of course. We'll leave it at that. I know you talked about the weather and everything, but now this is why we have these extended interviews so that we can really get to the real answers.
Get to the real stuff.
That's why we get there. Good. Okay, so you decided to stay here in Taiwan, and obviously, and geez, I guess you just kind of say it how it is. When there's a tall, good-looking kind of Western lady here, you're going to get attention no matter what. And you found that as soon as you came?
Yes, definitely. Right. I think every foreigner, just like 175 meters high, girl, young, is experiencing the same thing.
I would imagine so. They seem, again, Taiwanese folks seem to be, and it's a result of just not having a lot of tall, good-looking young Western women here.
Yeah, it is just like everything what we do is just, wow, 好厉害哦，你讲中文好厉害哦，哦，你会记得这么去台北车站好厉害。And it's just 4 stations from my, You
almost feel like they're about to pat you on the head. They're so excited.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Most people can't reach. You're pretty tall, though.
Sometimes I just think, am I retarded? I guess I can take the MRT,
right. Well, this is something that we're definitely going to touch on as we kind of go through here today, and that kind of almost patronizing sometimes, and you've already touched on that, so we'll get to that just as we continue here. But now let's kind of move on as to how you got into selling the round cakes and selling the cakes. It's very, very unique.
Yes. And when I came to Taiwan the first time was just like I want to integrate myself into the society. Mm-hmm. This was my aim. I set myself an aim, and for me it was clear, so I cannot teach English or just be together with foreigners. I also said to myself, the first year I come here, I don't have any foreign friends. Mm-hmm. Because otherwise, where's my Chinese,
Right.
Because I also did not want to go to the language school. I tried it, but I just said, because I teach myself Japanese before or Hindi before, and I just said, I'm my best teacher. Mm-hmm. The one who decides what I do and where I do. So when I just came to Hongdobin, it was more like I didn't search for that. It was just like I bought the cakes. And at that time, I needed to find a small work because working holiday, you need to find a work to finance yourself. And then he just said, hey, I have an idea. Why don't you want to help me here? I just need someone at the moment. I just said, okay, yes, why not? Try it.
And as simple as that.
Yes.
Just kind of it found you. You didn't find it. It found you.
Yes, it found me. Or I found the red bean cake, and the red bean cake decided to give me a try.
Right.
It shows you. Well, how long was it until people started noticing you on the street? Was it just on the first day you were already getting a lot of stares?
Almost immediately.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Because the first time I just did it part-time in the evening, and then it just got more and more, and after 3 months or 2 months, I just got the first news report. Then a news reporter just came, eat my red bean cake, and I just said, oh, okay, I think I would like to report that girl.
Oh, wow.
What a scoop.
What a scoop. I'll tell you that much. All right, Michelle, well, I'll tell you what. Now that we've kind of set the stage and we kind of know how you got here and what you're doing here, we're going to take a break because we've got to have we got a commercial break coming up here. And when we come back, we're going to kind of talk about these cultural intricacies that you
navigate.
Yeah, exactly. And how you navigate them and your response to these sort of things is as you said, sort of taken it upon yourself to integrate. You didn't use a language school like a lot of people do. A lot of people, you're right, will integrate through, a relationship, like a romantic relationship. A lot of people get integrated through jobs. A lot of people get integrated through different events, but this is very unique. You took it upon yourself to kind of integrate yourself into Taiwanese culture without anybody else's help. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about some of the ins and outs of that coming up. We got to take ourselves a short break. We are here amongst our extended interview for the week. Here's the morning show with Terry on ICRT.
Because it's the best music. Jump in the car and listen to me all the way to work.
I love listening at lunch.
Your English connection in Taiwan.
I listen at work. I listen at home. I listen all the time.
ICRT.
10:23 in the morning. We return here. It's the morning show with Terry. Our extended interview. Keith is in with us, and as is Michelle. And I'm not going to take a crack at pronouncing your last name, so why don't you do it for us?
The real pronunciation of my name is Wojtkowiak.
Wojtkowiak.
But you did it quite well.
Oh,
yeah.
well done, Keith.
Speaking of patronizing.
So we move to this part of the conversation, and this is really what we want to talk about here today, is the integration of a completely foreign culture into Taiwanese culture here, especially, and I think you're just such a great sort of subject. I hate to use the word subject here, but you're such a great example of what we want to talk about, and probably will get some great reactions out of you, because this is something that you really just took on in a very organic nature. This is something where you said, I'm going to go and I'm going to work as a Taiwanese. I'm going to go learn the language the way a non-student would through the process of cultural integration. Let's talk about some of the challenges of doing that way, first of all. See, I'm completely the opposite. I've been here for 17 years, but I did go to language school. I did have, let's say, romantic interests that kind of help you along the way. Or it's a little bit more, what do we say?
There's a bit more of a track to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Still organic, though.
It is very organic at times, but it just eases you into the culture a little bit more when there's somebody that you're kind of doing it with, if you will. So tell us about some of the hard aspects of it, or some of the challenges that you've faced.
Challenges. When I came, of course, first misunderstandings, I think. For example, the Taiwanese don't tend to take people home to their houses, but in Germany we do that.
Yes.
Because outside is too cold, and when I meet my friends, it's mostly inside.
Yeah.
And when I lived with my friend when I came here, and I just asked, I want to take my friend or my boyfriend home, they said no. I just said, why? Well, wait, I can't. He just said, no. This is just like impossible.
Yeah, right. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's something that I haven't really talked about. We haven't really talked about before. But you're right. In Canada as well, it's the same thing. I mean, it's nothing to just invite people over to your house at any time.
Yeah.
Really, just for dinner or for anything. Yeah.
I
the
came
apartments
here
are a
as
bit
a
smaller.
teen, as a teenie, I came here with 18, 19, and then I was just like, I want to meet my friends and I want to come home late. But the Taiwanese families, also when you live with them, they seem to still have control over their teens, or in the 19, 20, 21, 22. This is what I was not used to.
Yeah, right.
So you were actually living with a Taiwanese family?
I was living with a friend for the first 2 months, but my real aim is, because they have been very nice to me, but I really wanted to do it by myself. So after 2 months, I just moved out to my own place.
To your own place. Yeah, right. You're right. There's a challenge right there, especially when you just jump in and live with a Taiwanese family, such a different culture. You're right. It is completely different in the way that teens grow up here as opposed to the West. No question about that.
Unquestionable, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting stuff.
This is, and the other thing, maybe it was just like, if I have a problem, I tell you very directly, but they don't.
Right.
So me, as a stupid German girl, I don't sometimes understand the meaning behind the words.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it was just like a little bit confusing.
Gotta learn to read between the lines a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's another interesting point, is that, in the West as well, we're pretty direct. I tell Keith exactly how I feel about him. Right? Like, we just discussed that, you know what I mean? But you're right, it's not, it's a little bit different.
Whenever anybody sees me after work, I'm usually crying. It's usually how that happens.
No, but you're right, and the Taiwanese are very indirect in their feelings about somebody or something, and always very sort of outwardly polite anyway.
Yeah.
What about at work, though? I mean, because you don't just work at this round cake stand. You've also kind of taken it upon yourself to develop it a little bit and try to become a business partner in the enterprise. So has navigating the intricacies of a Taiwanese business, has that been a challenge, or has that come pretty naturally to you?
I think for me, doing business and interacting with people despite all the problems is quite a natural thing for me. So I've worked since I'm very small, and I also worked in the service industry. I was a waitress in a French restaurant. Even my German clients just really liked me and liked my attitude, and that I'm very natural with the customers. So this was not, and actually it was so fun, you know. To just see the Taiwanese clients, because they're different from the German ones.
Yeah.
Now, I've found that just kind of navigating the intricacies of culture, usually it's the things that make me maddest. Like, I get really mad about some interaction I've had with a coworker or with somebody I know. And usually it's those things that are the things that remind me, like, oh, wow, I'm way too uptight about thing X or thing Y. And it just reminds me, like, why do I care that much about that thing? And that's at the center of some dispute that really just didn't even need to happen. Have you had any kind of experience like that?
And sorry, man. I thought you were talking about a dispute with me. Oh, okay, all right.
No, cross-cultural dispute. This is a personality dispute that we have.
Okay, gotcha.
It is just like a cultural dispute with my coworkers. It was just like, sometimes when they have a problem, they don't speak with me. They speak maybe with another coworker or with my boss. And I will go straight forward to them and just say, what kind of problem do you have? What do you want? Just like, I did not wash it clean enough for them and gave it to them, not like they wanted. They don't speak with me when they have a problem. They just go to my boss, and I just say, you don't go to my boss. Actually, I'm longer there than you, and you can tell me, you know, just tell me directly, because if I have a problem, I tell them directly, but sometimes they're not happy about that. Not happy at all. Or another thing is the long working hours.
Just that expectation. Yes,
they have here in Taiwan. They have the expectations. We open from 1, and sometimes they expect when the customers are coming that we just do a little bit more liquid and sell more. We in the Western is just like 9 o'clock. 下班就是下班.
Yeah, right.
Off work is off work, and everything else, okay, you can come tomorrow.
Yeah.
But in Taiwan, it is not like that.
Yeah, it's a little different, isn't it?
Yes.
Just even the culture of working.
Yes.
You're exactly right. Things are, we set the rules out in the West, and we kind of follow those rules, and that's how it is.
And especially we have just a small store, so we don't have anything like insurance when something happens, you know. Or really clear working time we also don't have. So I also have been to the night market to sell. I can work very hard, and actually it's a kind of challenge for myself. How far can I go? I went to Lodong night market, and I also worked until 2 o'clock in the morning.
Do you feel you get special treatment because you're a tall young lady, Western lady?
当然.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Of course, I think this is definitely a difference when my coworker is in the same age like me, and it's a difference when I work there and when she is working there. Or it would be a difference if I would be smaller or a little bit rounder. You know, it is a point. It's an attraction point, definitely.
Do you think that, and I mean, this is something that is in a positive, is a positive reaction sometimes, but is also sort of negatively. The point that I'm trying to get at is that you here in Taiwan are looked upon differently because you're a tall Western lady working here, right?
Yes.
We can agree on that. And that has its advantages, but it also has its disadvantages.
Yeah.
Which I think sometimes, at least in my experience in talking, and I talk about culture a lot, especially going to different universities, and I speak about this a lot. I think it's something that Taiwanese people at large don't understand, which is, okay, yes, there is what we might call racism, okay, in which people are treated very negatively and with bad intent. But there's also this other kind.
This positive racism.
Yeah. which is, yeah, you're right, doesn't maybe have the negative effects that we as the word racism understand, but by definition is still racism.
You're still in a box.
Because you are being treated differently because, or even sexism, if you will, because you're being treated differently because you're Western, because you're a lady.
Yes, exactly.
So there's the positives and the negatives of this, but it still, by definition, exists.
Yeah, a friend just told me, "Oh, you're just treated like this because you're a foreigner, because you're white, because you're a girl. So if there would be a Vietnamese inside the store, she would not get any attention." And I just tell him, "Okay, I know that is true, but I think you're very mean to me because I also do my best."
Yeah, right.
You know, it is not like I stand next to my store and say, "Oh my God, look, I'm so pretty. Oh, look, I can do the red bean cake." No, I do my best.
Right. Even by nature of people pointing that out is, again, by definition, a racist.
I think one of the most difficult things there is that no matter how positive the stereotypes are, if you're being put in a certain racial category, you're in a category, you're in a box, you've been defined by how you look. Do you feel like you've been able to get past that? I mean, your language skills are obviously very good. You've really put an effort into understanding the local culture and learning how to relate to people in their own terms. Has that been a help?
Yes, definitely. Mm-hmm. Definitely. Because I learned Asian languages and I thought about the Asian culture a long time ago. So I think I can handle that.
Do you we talked about this earlier. This is what we touched on earlier, where as soon as you speak Chinese, people seem to be enamored by it, even if you haven't really said too much. Do people, again, like just to follow up on what Keith is saying, do they get past that pretty quickly? Like, first of all, it's, oh my God, she's speaking Taiwanese. Oh my God. And people kind of freak out even though you've only said a few words. But then as they're kind of there or they return to buy red bean cakes and become a little less enamored with the fact that you've spoken Taiwanese or Chinese, and they kind of take to you as a person.
Yeah, they're two kind of people. They're my friends. Sometimes my friends just say, "Oh, your Chinese sucks. Your Chinese is really not good. Look at your signs. They're not pretty." And then there are also the customers. The first time customers always just like, "Oh, 你讲台语啊，好厉害哦." They're always just like, actually, it never changed when I came here for 2 months or now for 3 years. It's just like, 你中文讲得很好. Your Chinese is so good. But when they come, I also had the possibility to establish real friendships over the red bean cake. So of course it is just like they don't come every time and say, "Oh, your Chinese is so nice," or "Your Chinese is so nice." They just see that they can have real conversations with me. That it's not, this is what they're realizing after time, that it's not like I can say, "Hello, goodbye, how much does it cost?" So this is why I have a lot of friends from the red bean store.
So again, just to follow up on that. So culturally speaking, people get kind of, I guess like anybody else, I guess Taiwanese folks get shocked when they see this sort of thing, but also get past it pretty quickly. And you're able to kind of develop a friendship.
Yes.
Because that's certainly how it has been in my experience as well.
Yeah, my only problem is that, I meet a new cab driver every day, and so they never have a chance to get over it. I have the same conversation every day, because it's like, every day it's like, Zao, freak out! Zao, freak out!
Yeah. No, you are right. You're exactly right about that. But I always try and put myself into another situation. Anytime I always feel weirded out or upset by a cultural situation, I always try and think about it the other way. So if I was in Canada and a Taiwanese person came up and spoke English to me, I wouldn't be that freaked out. I wouldn't be that. However, if a guy I went to high school with, of Italian Canadian descent, all of a sudden spoke Urdu, I would freak out. I'd probably have the same reaction. So I just have to always put myself out in what situation would I be in where I would be that way too. And I guess if one of my buddies from high school spoke Urdu, I guess it's not that far off from having a tall German lady, speaking or selling red bean cakes.
Yeah.
I guess not.
It's understandable.
It's understandable, yeah.
Let's get to the media sensation before this segment rounds out. There has been a number of news reports about you. All the way back in 2012, there were a bunch of them. And then more recently in November, there was another batch when this video that we played at the beginning of the hour kind of cropped up. How do you feel about all that? What do you take away from that, being at the center of all these news cameras?
The first time it was just like very surprising, because one day they just came all, and I was just a very young girl and could not really handle that. It was exciting, it was new, it was cool, and it is still, it still is. When I see myself on TV and my friends call me, Michelle, I saw you. Michelle, I saw your report. Oh my God, 摇红了. It is still, I feel honored. I really feel honored by that the Taiwanese are so interested in my story.
So, sort of contrary to what we're saying, or not contrary to what we're saying, but just to differentiate, you don't feel like you've just been put up on a pedestal because you're again a foreign lady here selling red bean cake?
The first time when I was in TV, it was like that. But now it's just like I told them my story. And they're not only interested in my red bean cake, it is just like they're also interested in the story behind me. What do I do? Where come I from? What are the situations in my country? Why really did I came to Taiwan?
Right. Excellent. Well, here's what we're going to do. We've got to take ourselves another break. And when we come back, we're going to kind of put your red bean cakes to the taste here, or to the test.
A little bit of both. She brought some. So.
To the taste test.
To the taste test.
So we're going to do that when we come back. Should be a lot of fun. We're also going to put your language skills to the test a little bit.
Okay.
And we're excited about this. So stay with us. We're here with Michelle Hongdo May. Is that what you said?
Hongdo Bing May.
Hongdo Bing May.
Don't forget the Bing.
Sorry about that. Hongdo Bing May here on our extended interview for the week on the Morning Show with Terry.
ICRT.
FM 100.
ICRT FM 100. We are back. It is, we're amongst the extended interview here, and we've got Michelle, the Hongdo Bing Mei, who is here. She's a German lady. She sells red bean cakes. She has a stand out near the Shimpu station.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, good. And Keith, what are we going to do with these round cakes that we've got here?
All right, so we've been talking about these media reports that you're in all morning. Another element of these media reports is a lot of times what they have you do is they have you sell the red bean cakes in all the different languages that you know. That's one thing that you're known for, is you can sell these red bean cakes in many different languages. I've seen 7 is the number that I've seen. Is that an accurate number?
Yes, it is.
7 is the number that we have. So you were nice enough to bring in a batch of red bean cakes. And we're just going to see how well you can sell them to our listeners out there. We'll be the proxies for those listeners.
That's right.
Me and Terry.
We'll test them. Now, we have to know that these are authentic. Did you make these ones? Did you make these red bean cakes?
I made these red bean cakes.
You actually made these. Okay, so this makes them all
This
that
is a
much
good
more
morning
special.
for us. The Hongdo Bing Mei came in with her own handmade red bean
Oh
cakes.
boy, this is certainly a special day here on the morning show. So why don't we get those cakes out? And how many have you brought here?
I brought 6 cakes.
Okay.
And we have 6 flavors, and I brought every flavor.
Okay, well then this is almost perfect then. Why don't with these cakes, each one that you have, why don't you sell them to us in a different language?
And explain why this is the flavor that we have to have.
Yeah, can you do that?
I try.
Okay.
Okay.
So can we randomly pick one of the languages you speak and have you try and sell this to us?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Keith?
All right, we're just to set it up, just to establish the concept. We're gonna start off with English,
Okay.
so our listeners are there for the pitch.
English. Okay, sir. I have a red bean cake here for you. Would you like to try? It is very delicious, I think. Let me see. Yeah, it is. It is the cream flavor. It's one of our most favorite flavors. Would you like to try it?
I say yes to that
Very
pitch.
delicious.
I say yes to that pitch.
Jeez, I'm upset I didn't get offered one over there. We're gonna have to share that one.
That was such a good pitch. There's a rivalry between us now.
Okay, good. So English checked off. We knew that was going to be a good sell. So
That was
good
going to be a
stuff.
cinch.
Let's get red or the cake number 2 here.
All right, let's notch this up a bit. Let's try this in Chinese.
Chinese.
中文也不难呢。
哦，OK
然后这边是红豆，红豆真的很好吃，你要不要试试看呢？我跟你講假干或假哎。
Oh,
Wow.
switching a little Taiwanese
So
there.
it's
All
a
right.
little Taiwanese. All right.
因為愛上面口味，紅豆加工嘅，來。
Now we're going to find out how bad my Taiwanese is. I'm sold. Yeah, that would work for me as well.
Sells. That's number 2 sold. Okay, good. Now that was with 2 languages.
That was with 2 languages. Can we hear a pitch that's 100% in Taiwanese?
好。
Okay. Here we
先
go.
生，我跟你講，哇，假干或假，來。
Nice.
Excellent.
Oh,
Very well
I've heard guys at fish markets that sounded just like that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, next language. What have we got?
Okay,
What have we got here?
this will be another easy. We're starting off on easy stuff. This will be a very easy one for you. Let's hear it in German.
Oh, wunderbar. Das ist meine Muttersprache. Okay, ich versuche jetzt einfach mal den Kuchen zu verkaufen. Das ist jetzt Cheese und Mais.
Hold on, that's cheating. That's not German.
Käse. Oh, it's such a long time that I haven't speak German. No, but it's still my mother language, so don't worry, I can. Es ist sehr lecker. Möchtest du mal probieren?
All right.
Mir schmeckt dieser...
Sold one to me. Here,
I think
I'll
this is
buy
the
that
part
one.
where this is the part where we eat it.
I'll buy that one. Yeah.
You buy
Okay.
that one.
Good. All right. This is beautiful. I'm just going to have a look inside here because this is the corn one. Okay. All right.
corn one, all right.
Maybe I jumped the gun on buying that one.
It shows. Yeah, if only your German was better, you would have known what you were getting. All right. You are also purported to be able to speak Spanish.
Puedo hablar español, pero olvidaré mucho porque no tengo amigos para hablar. Esto gato. Gato. Gato, I think it means
Yeah,
cat.
cake. Yeah, sure. Gâteau, sure.
I was hearing cat.
Gato. Gato is
That'd be
French. It
gâteau.
means...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is French. Yeah, gâteau is cake in French, but yeah, okay.
No, but gato, I think it is cat in Spanish.
Yeah, that's right.
It is cat in Spanish.
Eso es un pastel.
There
¿Quieres
we go.
probar?
I thought I was going to get a cat. I don't want this cake. I wanted a cat.
Awesome.
All right, no, I'll take it.
And what do we have? What
Terry will take
flavor,
it.
what flavor is this one?
This
here?
is swamping.
Oh,
This
wow.
is two flavors mixed inside.
Wow. Okay, good.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, right.
It
Okay.
is
We're gonna eat all these in a second.
Man, I took 3 years of Spanish in high school, and I told you're eons ahead of me. I've
I
forgotten
also
everything.
had 3 years of Spanish, but I never forgot it because I love Spanish. It's such a beautiful... ¿Puedes hablar español conmigo? No es un problema para hablar.
Wow, just
See.
putting you to shame there, Southern
In
Cal.
so many ways. In so many ways. Okay, let's hear it in French.
French. Alors, monsieur, sur le gâteau, mais j'aime bien le gâteau qui... Alors, j'ai oublié le mot.
The only thing I ever retained in French was this, je comprends pas.
Je comprends pas. Je
I
ne
don't
le
understand.
comprends pas.
I have no idea. All right, good one. French? What else have we got over there?
Hindi. What about Hindi? It's a very...
Here we go.
What about Hindi?
Hindi? You can sell these in Hindi?
I love Hindi. Actually, Hindi is my favorite language.
What?
Don't listen to that Hongdo May
That's
fans.
crazy. Okay, here we go.
अरे सर मेरा नाम मिशेल ये ऐसा केक मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगती है बहुत स्वादिष्ट है
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Hindi.
Almost sounds Spanish in a weird way.
Yeah, it did.
अरे
interesting.
ये स्पेनिश नहीं, ये हिंदी है, ये हिंदुस्तान है. आपका नाम क्या है? अरे सर, आपका नाम क्या है?
Wow.
Wait.
That's beautiful.
Translate. What did you say?
It is just like, my name is Michelle and I have a cake and I like it very much. What's your name?
Okay. All right. Have you ever had the opportunity to sell it in Hindi on the street?
No, because I have the opportunity to speak Japanese when I work because one of my coworkers, she lived in Japan before. So when we communicate with each other, this is actually another thing why the people love our store because me and my coworker only communicate in Japanese.
Well, we haven't had Japanese yet. We have more languages than we have cakes available. So here we go. We're going to give you back a cake. There we go.
はい、ありがとうございます。私の日本語は本当に悪いですね。日本人の友達がいないからです。これはクリームです。クリームは本当に美味しいです。
Wow.
あなたは食べたいですか?
Now, folks at home can't even see this, but as soon as she started speaking Japanese, she started doing the hand bobbing.
Exactly. The entire...
It's just like you change your personalities when you change the language. It is really like this. When I speak in is, अरे सर, मेरा नाम मिशेल है.
Oh, yeah.
आपसे मिलकर मैं बहुत खुशी हुई.
Wow. Yeah,
I mean, I guess that the part of why you've been so successful is you're just kind of a sponge for these things.
Yes, I love it.
Wow, the paralinguistics and everything. Just excellent stuff. Well, we had more languages than we had cakes to sell. So that's incredible. But here we go. I'm gonna try this one. I don't know which one this was. We're just gonna try one of these cakes.
Don't worry, you can eat all of this.
I think this is the cream
all
one.
Right. How about the three of us? We ganbei a little bit on.
Okay, I have a chocolate one. I love.
You've got a chocolate. What do you got, Keith?
Is it red bean, like a sweet paste?
This is taro.
Taro. Okay.
Yeah, this is taro.
And there we are. I've got the cream one.
Nice.
There we go.
Very well done. Made by your own hands. Wow.
We need to have more food components in these interviews. This is a good idea.
We do.
I approve of this idea that I had.
All right. Well, I tell you what, Michelle, thanks so much. Well, I've got a mouthful of food here. Thanks so much for joining us here today. Really an honor to have you on here. Such an interesting kind of
perspective.
Thank you.
An interesting life you've set up for yourself here in Taiwan. I don't know how else to describe it, but really a non-traditional way of integrating yourself into Taiwanese culture. I think it's beautiful. I'm sure a lot of the Taiwanese people really respond to that as well.
Yes.
And it's also great to hear that you feel like you have gotten a little bit more out of those media stories than sometimes meets the eye. So it's cool to hear that as well.
But it's just like the thing I want to tell everybody is just like go your own way. Mm-hmm. This is I also went my own. I know what I want, and I just work hard to achieve my goal. My goal was I did not came to Taiwan to get famous. Mm-hmm. I came to Taiwan to do something by myself, to have the feeling that I did something, build something up by my own hands.
Yeah, right. Well, I think it's wonderful that you've taken this approach. Excellent stuff.
I'm glad one of those things was round cakes.
Yeah, we certainly benefited from that this morning. Well, thanks, Michelle. Coming up at the top of the hour, we've got the news, of course, so make sure that you stay with us. Before we get there, though, we'll talk about our themed request hour, so stay right where you are. This is going to be Bill Withers and Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone as we move towards 11 here. It's the morning show with Terry on ICRT.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away.
And there ain't no Hongdo Bings either when she's gone. That was Michelle Vodkoviak, also known as the Hongdo Bing Mei. You can visit her on her Facebook, which is in Chinese, so got to search for her Chinese name. If you remember, that is Chen Xue'er. And that rounds out another morning show extended interview with Terry Engel. You can find us online as well. Terry's holding it down on Facebook. Search for Terry ICRT to find him there. I'm just getting into Twitter, so you can tweet at Keith Menconi. Let me know what you thought of the show, or if there's anyone in particular you'd like us to have on next. We can talk about that too. Alrighty, well, I'll let Bill Withers sing us out. For ICRT, I'm Keith Menconi. See you next time.
Hey, I ought to leave the young thing alone, but ain't no sunshine when she's gone.